Introduction. You're reading this book because you're stressed. You may be facing stress from some unexpected event or a developmental transition that creates new demands and uncertainty. You may be caring for a new baby, renovating a house, facing a relationship breakup or the loss of a loved one, starting a business, or facing unemployment. Or you may feel chronically stressed on a daily basis by an unhappy relationship, loneliness, weight, a chronic illness, financial struggles, or unrewarding work. Your brain may still be carrying around the emotional burden of childhood trauma or neglect. In addition, you may be dealing with daily frustrations brought about by traffic, bills, home maintenance, demanding family members, bosses, or customers, or an aging body. Whatever the source of your stress, after a while it can make you feel tired, worried, or worn out. But if you understand your brain's hardwired stress response, you can put your brain on a more calm, focused, and positive track. Handling your stress in this way will bring you more happiness and success. Your brain under stress. When you're stressed out, you feel thrown off balance. Your thoughts race at breakneck speed as you imagine negative consequences or try to come up with quick solutions. Your heart pounds, and your breathing gets shallow as waves of fear emanate from your chest and belly. Your muscles tighten. You feel as if you can't sit still or think straight. You may criticize yourself and regret having gotten into a stressful situation. Eventually, this uncomfortable feeling becomes too much, and you may numb yourself or zone out with food, alcohol, or mindless TV. Or you may drive yourself so hard that you get worn out, become cranky, and find yourself living an unbalanced, unhealthy life. You may blame and criticize yourself for these unproductive responses to stress, but you shouldn't. The stress response has been with us for thousands of years. It helped humans survive in the days when we faced threats of starvation and marauding lions and tigers. The amygdala, an almond-shaped structure right in the middle of the brain, evolved specifically to respond to threats. It receives input from the senses and internal organs. When your amygdala determines that a threat is present, for example, you see an angry face or hear a crashing noise, it sounds the alarm. Using hormones and neurotransmitters, chemical messengers, it initiates a cascade of physiological changes that prepare you to either fight or flee. This is why stress can make you feel wound up and irritable or panicky and avoidant. This stress response is great if you're facing an acute stressor, such as an attacker. Before you even have time to think, your heightened alertness and impulse to fight or escape can save your life. Staying calm and thinking things through at this point would waste valuable seconds. However, most people very rarely face these types of imminent threats, although the news would have you think otherwise. Far more common are the day-to-day challenges of resolving conflict, getting things done, paying the bills, dating, and taking care of yourself and your family in a changing, challenging world. There are also psychological stressors, such as loneliness, uncertainty, failure, rejection, and threats to your health, security, and livelihood. In the short term, stress hormones, such as cortisol, energize you, motivate you to overcome obstacles, and help you focus on the problem. Over time, however, the same hormones can lead to anxiety, catastrophic thinking, or inappropriately impulsive action. They can negatively affect your heart, immune system, weight, and even brain functioning. In other words, your brain's automatic stress response can be helpful when you're facing physical danger or an immediate challenge, but it's unhelpful when you're facing prolonged difficulties or repeated obstacles. Therefore, in order to meet your long-term goals, to build financial stability, find and maintain a loving relationship, care for a family, own a home, or succeed at a job or business, you need to manage your stress so that it doesn't derail you. You need to learn to master normal life transitions, to overcome unexpected crises and disappointments, and even to avert potential catastrophes. Even if you're already experiencing the negative effects of stress, it's not too late to make a difference. Your brain and body have remarkable self-healing capacities. You can change your brain. Your brain has the ability to regenerate and heal itself through a process known as neuroplasticity. You can grow new brain neurons, create new, positive, and productive brain pathways, and enlarge the parts of your brain that help you think clearly so that you view life stressors as manageable challenges rather than insurmountable threats. By harnessing the power of your prefrontal cortex, you can calm down your amygdala so that you can respond more mindfully and effectively to stress. The prefrontal cortex is particularly large and well developed in humans and is responsible for our amazing thinking and problem-solving capacities. Located just behind your forehead, your prefrontal cortex is like the CEO of your brain. It can simultaneously hold and mind information from your current situation and from your past experience, helping you make informed choices about the best course of action. When you encounter a stressor, information flows from your sensory organs, such as your eyes and ears, to both your amygdala and your prefrontal cortex. However, the pathway to your amygdala is faster, to allow for emergency action under imminent threat. Your prefrontal cortex responds to stress more slowly than your amygdala, because it has to process a lot more information. Your prefrontal cortex can also rein in your amygdala. It can tell your amygdala to relax, for example, because the snake you think you're seeing is just a stick lying in the path, because change, uncertainty, and loss are a natural part of life, so that you can stay balanced and take better care of yourself for the long haul, or because there are people and resources that can help you with your problems. Or it can tell your amygdala that you can handle a challenging situation because you're going to persevere and work hard until you've learned all the skills you need. These are some of the strategies used by a well-functioning prefrontal cortex that has solid neural pathways to communicate back and forth with your amygdala and other parts of your brain. When this process works well, your prefrontal cortex takes over, calms down the panic, and helps you deal wisely and strategically with stressor. So then why are you feeling overwhelmed by stress? Well, it may be for one of the following reasons. You have an overactive amygdala. There's a problem in communication between your prefrontal cortex and your amygdala. Your prefrontal cortex isn't functioning properly. Your prefrontal cortex doesn't have the right information from past experience to calm things down. You grew up in chaotic circumstances or faced problems that you were helpless to change, such as an addicted, neglectful, or depressed parent, family violence, or poverty. As the result of a string of disappointments and failures, you have automatic negative expectations, a feeling that the world isn't safe or supportive, lack of trust in other people to help you, or lack of self-confidence. Luckily, your brain's neuroplasticity means that you can redirect your thought processes to build more present, focused and hopeful neural pathways and a more interconnected and smoothly functioning brain. A program to build a stress-proof brain. This book will teach you a set of brain-based coping skills to help you reorient your brain so that it can be more resilient to stress. This program is based on the latest research on stress and emotion, the psychological literature on resilience and success under challenging circumstances, and my own experience training psychologists and treating acutely or chronically stressed clients. This program is also grounded in my experience of growing up in a country, South Africa, facing social and economic turmoil, and having to make difficult decisions about my life path and future in the face of considerable uncertainty. Although stress is a fact of life, you don't have to let it overwhelm you or keep you stuck in ways of thinking and behaving that interfere with your health, happiness, and ability to meet your life goals. You can become the CEO of your own brain, keeping your prefrontal cortex firmly in charge so that it can calm down your amygdala, making you less reactive to stress. This book will help you curb unhelpful responses such as avoidance, rumination, and fearful thinking, gain clarity and focus, restore your sense of control and a growth mindset, use grit and self-compassion to motivate yourself, and live a healthy and balanced life in the face of stress. In today's rapidly changing world, a stress-resilient brain is the best thing you can have for staying focused, fit, connected, and on top of your game. Although you can't erase negative life events and past mistakes, you can take the lessons from these experiences and turn them into fuel for your journey. You can generate inner calm, build healthy lifestyle habits, and facilitate clear thinking to sustain you for the long haul. How this book is organized. This book is divided into 3 parts. In Part 1, Understanding Your Stress, you'll learn about your brain and body's stress responses. You'll also learn what type of stressor you're facing and how stress affects your mental and physical health. In Part 2, Calming Your Amygdala, you'll learn to stay grounded in the present moment, even when your amygdala is sounding the alarm bells. You'll also learn to face and calm down difficult emotions, rather than avoiding them. Finally, you'll learn ways to see your stressor as more controllable and use self-compassion to help your amygdala relax. In Part 3, Moving Forward with Your Prefrontal Cortex, you'll learn to be cognitively flexible and to combat worry, perfectionism, and hypervigilance. You'll learn to recruit your brain to positive ends. You'll also learn how to view your stressor as challenges and focus on expanding your coping skills. You'll learn to be grittier in dealing with your stressor and live a healthy, balanced life despite the presence of stress.